I'm so pretty. It's almost Valentine's Day and I don't care at all. Hey guys, it's Kat and welcome to a brand new beauty makeup video where I'm going to use something and test it out, the Molly Cosmetics silicone sponge. I thought I would do a full face using this sponge because it's been all over the internet and I finally got it in the mail and I decided to try and do everything from my foundation to concealer to blush to everything that I could do with this. And I've seen many videos on what I should do. Why does it smell like berries? Anyways, I need to somehow disinfect this with some 99% alcohol and antibacterial so that I could clean it to apply it to my face. There seems to be like something stuck in mine. I will try to show up close, but that's weird. It smells like babies and berries. I know that's a weird assumption to make, but it does. So I'm gonna do my full face using this since it's been all over the internet. I don't know if anyone's done a video like that. And today we're gonna talk about all of the trends of 2016 and way back in the day of all the other trends I've seen that they're, in my opinion, not my favorite. If you guys love these trends, that's fine, but just in my opinion, it's not my favorite thing in the world. And one of them being Beanie Babies, the old school one that everyone's had owned. I feel like almost everyone, if you were alive in the 90s, were obsessed with Beanie Babies. Like I was a little bit, and they were these little toy animals that were stuffed animals with like, they're like beanbag consistency, hence the name Beanie Babies. So everyone was obsessed with them. I just picture all these children in like another country making them. They're like, when are these Americans gonna stop being obsessed with these Beanie Babies? Because it was so random and weird how much we loved and cherished these little tiny animals that were literally made out of stuffed cloth. But I don't mind Beanie Babies that much. It's just like the ones that were worth hundreds of dollars that were literally like a bear. That was a little weird. I saw a ton of videos. No, I'm not gonna use that. I'm gonna use a stick foundation because I saw a ton of videos using the sponge in different ways, and some people said that they did it wrong or they retested it, or there's dabbing motions and swiping motions. So I feel like the stick foundation is something that will less likely go wrong. I'm so nervous about this because I should do some corrector first. A lot of people say it's really difficult to blend it into the skin. Some people love it, some people hate it. And I'm not just gonna do the foundation like most people do. I'm gonna try it in, like I said, different ways. So we will see how this goes. I'm a little nervous about it. But another fad that I wanna talk about that people have been crazed over is the freaking ombre eyebrows on Instagram. You know the ones that are super pin straight here and they're like solid. There's no brow hair definition whatsoever. I feel like this is everyone's opinion, but it's just not my favorite thing. I'm talking about not only beauty products, as you can tell, but toys and just random fashion trends and everything, because I need to talk about it all. I can't just talk about one area. You need to talk about the whole series, you know what I mean? And I feel like, oh, the ombre eyebrows. You know how when some of the girls, they look like they have like anime boy eyebrows? You know what I'm talking about with the anime boy eyebrows where they look like they're built straight, yes, built, or painted on straight across their face. Okay, I know we're supposed to do like this motion and use the bigger side to go like this. And this isn't coming out too bad. Maybe it's because though the Benefit Play Stick is one of my new favorite things in the entire world. And I stopped doing makeup favorites, but that would be my favorite if I did. Another thing that's not my favorite is the orange contour that's like heavily like chocolate. I'm more personally like a cool tone contour that looks natural, not orange or chocolate brown. That literally looks like you smeared brown poo like colors of markers on your face from Crayola. It's not my favorite. People draw on their contour like Crayola of like all types of things, of like skulls and different phallic objects, and they write on their face and they're like, but we blend it out like this to make it look like it wasn't there before and it looks great. And I'm like, what is the use of this? Honestly, truly, maybe I did put too much on. I feel a little caked and oily. This is odd. I'm not used to it at all. First impression of this, since this is an impression of this thing, it's not terrible. It's one of the best ones, not best, better ones I've used of a dupe to beauty, but I still feel like it leaves it streaky in some parts, especially right here. But we'll just powder that. Oh my gosh, using powder with this is gonna suck. Can I do this? Because I feel like I need to. Look at that. Look how much excess. I've never done that before though. And like a lot of people said, it just comes in this package, in this, a bag within a bag, and there's not much instructions. It just says, pay attention to the edges, hold the sides, and fold to create, point detail for application. Okay, that helps with my concealer I'm gonna do next. Another thing that's a trend that I could not stand, like my tiara, is those stupid high heels that look like they're made out of plastic bags and they look like they would sweat your feet and fog up from sweat. It was a huge trend, I feel like, in 2016 that the Kardashians started. I feel like I'm teaching a history class on like crazy Instagram people. I feel like you have to watch so much about what you say on the internet these days. It's ridiculous. 2016 was the year of people being offended by everything. That was also a fad that was not my favorite. Another trend that I did not like as a child were Furbies. If you don't know what Furbies were, they're these robotic creatures that their eyes blinked, they spoke to you, they worked on batteries, and they just scared the living daylights out of me because they look like robots and like they shouldn't be alive. And they had a creepy voice and they sounded like they were supposed to be furry and cute, but they weren't. It was really weird. Another thing I didn't like in 2016 or in fads in general were the Kylie Jenner lip challenge and any of those like little plastic devices that were literally just plastic thick shot glasses that people sucked onto their lips to make it look like they had thicker lips, and people bruised their face. Sometimes they used a shot glass that bursted on their mouth and cut their lips open, and they had bloody lips, and it was just terrible. It's like, and blisters and bruises. I'm like, why would you want to do that? Why are people doing this? I feel like people want to get hurt just for shock value and to get views and people to notice them. It's kind of like that middle child, and you're like, wait, what? Another thing, like the middle child, YouTube drama was a fad that's not my favorite. Did I tell you today's video is going to be a Valentine's Day video? I'm telling you now, it's going to be pinks. That's what I think Valentine's is. Everybody's doing pink makeup, so I'm going to join the party. The YouTube drama where it was like, a girl, maybe she went on a trip and she thought someone stole all of her things, but it was really her maid just like moving her jewelry so that she could clean the dresser. And they're like, maid stole all of my things. It's like that's the YouTube title of her telling her story, and it's like a total clickbait lie. I mean, I understand clickbaits on how people need a coin, but a clickbait where there's a third party that you're lying about, it's a little extreme. And like, how is your subscribers gonna trust you then, girl? Oh, I have to do this all over. I feel weird, but I have to do this or else my contour and stuff won't smooth glide on well. One thing that was a huge trend and fad was Fitbits, and I could not stand them. Maybe not Fitbits themselves, but the people that used Fitbits. You know those people who, I don't know if you know what a Fitbit is, it's made, I don't know if it's made by Apple, is it? I don't think so. It's this little device that it's like a bracelet that's electronic, and it calculates how many steps you've taken that day, how many miles you've run, all that stuff to make sure to keep on track of your fitness. But, oh, is there a catch? There are people like thinking they could hack Fitbits, and they were practically saying, oh, if you do this, makes me have more steps and I could just sit on my couch and do this. And I'm like, what's the freaking use of a Fitbit if you find a way to hack it so that you get more steps? That's like almost as bad as hacking your way in line to get a certain job or a certain status. It's weird. I want people to know that I'm fit, so I'm going to go like this. It's so odd. Like, why would you do that? It doesn't make sense to me. Okay, nose contour. Speaking of nose contour, people that use bobby pins, kitchen knives, kitchen utensils, whisks for contour, not only is like a joke, but like, I don't know if they do it to get views, it's probably that, but who seriously do it and finish a makeup with that? Like, really? Are you serious or no? You're promoting to use utensils on your face that could possibly blind someone if they make a mistake and miss. I would not do that personally, but that's just my opinion. That's why it wasn't my favorite fad of this recent year. And another thing I could not stand this year was the Don't Judge Me challenge. This is a challenge where people make themselves look purposely ugly with fake braces. Ooh, that's a lot. Fake freckles and like a unibrow drawn in with literal markers to where they look terrible purposely, and then they put their hand up to the camera, and when their hand comes off the camera lens, they look beautiful and great. I'm like, wait, what? I think it's smearing so much because the powder is so weird, you know? This is weird. I don't like applying blush with this. Another thing that was a fad that I could not stand were hoverboards. It was so much worse than those, what are those two-wheel things that was on the movie Mall Cop? It was so much worse than that. Why don't people just walk? Like literally. It's almost as bad as, it's just as bad as the Fitbit people. Is this cheating if I draw my eyebrows with this? Cause I'm not doing ombre eyebrows with that sponge for the internet. Nope, not gonna do it. I didn't do ombre eyebrows before, and I'm using a pencil now because this is how I draw my pencil. This is how I draw my eyebrows normally. Another fad I could not stand was the fit teas. Those teas that people promote on Instagram that says, this is gonna make your skin look better. This is gonna make you slimmer. And I'm like, really? I could drink this tea, but then I could go to Wendy's and get me a double cheeseburger and some french fries. Is that gonna make me skinny as long as I'm drinking this tea? I wasn't down with the fit tea. There's like even gummy bears that help your hair. There's all different types of things. And I'm like, what are they gonna think of next? Are they gonna think of pop rocks that make your eyes brighter and change different colors? It's gonna be weird. Watch, they make that and I was the first one to think of it. I should buy stock in stupid fit teas. Because I feel like I would have been rich by now from all the people promoting it in 2016. Crazy. It's like, I wonder if our great grandmothers and stuff thought, oh, when we come to this country, our kids are gonna have a better advantage, and they are selling fit teas on the internet. Speaking of contour, people that contour everything to the extreme. I'm talking about not only women, but men. I've seen women contour their boobs, the back of their neck, and I've seen men contour their abs, their body, their legs, their calves. Like, I don't understand. Another thing I can't stand is expensive condiments. There's gourmet condiments out there, and I'm like, wait, what? They have like $25 mayonnaise that has like, you know, certain different chilies from a certain area, and I don't understand it. Like, why would I want to spend $50 on some honey? I understand the honey thing though, because I heard, I don't know if this is a lie, but I've heard that there's honey out there that could help with your allergies, and I've bought a $12 bottle of honey because it's like local, organic, high maintenance honey. Another thing I can't stand that was really popular was fake news. There was an article about how CNN blasted videos that weren't appropriate for television, and everyone said that it actually happened when it wasn't. It was a lie. That didn't actually happen. Someone just fake made it up on Twitter, and one person talked about it, and so everyone thought it was real, that actually happened, that there was like provocative, terrible, you know what I'm talking about, videos all over the news, and it didn't really happen. Okay, this is really difficult to do. One thing I couldn't stand that was a fad was things that relaunched that were smaller, but they're the same thing. They do the same thing, like the Apple Watch. It's just the same exact thing as an iPhone. Like, why do you need a little watch that does the same thing as an iPhone, but just a smaller and on your wrist? That literally makes no sense to me. It does nothing new. It kind of frustrates me because why would I want to spend more money on something that my phone already does? It's just not necessary whatsoever. Next, they're gonna make something that's like more difficult and smaller than a fork, but forks work better and it's more expensive than a fork. This is probably gonna look really messy, but I'm proud of it either way because it's very... Don't want to flip you off here. This is very difficult. Let's lose my fingers. Is that cheating? I'm gonna move straight on to lipstick because I'm really excited about this color, and I've never been excited about pink in my life. But this is like sparkly pink. This is Santorini by Ofra. But the other things, speaking of forks, another thing I can't stand. That was a new trend was the hot knives videos that got popular on YouTube. People can't afford certain things, so why would you burn them with a giant hot knife on YouTube? Really? Because everyone has, almost everyone has access to YouTube, you know what I mean? I just put my thumb in my mouth because I didn't want lipstick all over my teeth. I've noticed that pinks stain this, which is weird, even after I clean it. Another thing though that I couldn't stand that's popular is skinny jeans that are baggy. This is mostly for you guys. Guys that do that, why do you do that? It makes no sense. Like, if you're getting skinny jeans and you want them tighter, why do you back them? It just makes no sense to me. It kind of looks ridiculous. I don't know why you do it. Speaking of that, when they show their thongs outside of their pants and they have it slipping outside, like, why do you do that? I think it looks hot when they have their underwear showing. It's called underwear for a reason. I feel like an old lady. Am I an old lady there? These young whippersnappers these days. This isn't too bad for using a silicone sponge. I couldn't do silicone sponge with eyeliner. Also, I can't stand people who do YouTube drama and they pretend like they have a mental disorder, eating disorder, that they're in harm, and our kid being kidnapped, and it's not real. Like, why would you make fun of that? Why would you do that for views? That means if you're really hurt and you're trying to come across that, you need help. No one's gonna believe you. One other thing I cannot stand is all the reboots of the superhero movies, and when they reboot a movie and they do it terribly and they do it so close to when the other previous movie of it came out. When they did to my precious Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. I don't know if you guys know this, but Spider-Man's my all-time favorite superhero because he's just an average guy who's very smart and tries to get on with his life, and a stupid spider bites him and he just has to deal with a terrible situation and deals with it in a great way, and him being bitten by a spider by helping others and saving people. And he has a good side and a dark side, and he doesn't think he'll live a normal life, but he tries to still save other people even though his life was not so great. And that's why I love Spider-Man, even though I'm terrified of spiders in real life, but they are rebooting it again and again and again to death till it's like a dead horse, and I don't understand why. And they're gonna reboot so many other things in the future, not just Spider-Man, and I just do not understand why they want to make money on redoing the same thing, kicking the same horse. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why can't you come up with original things? Another thing, I mean, it's cool to have a great camera shot, but there's a fad of like drones, and I don't mind the camera angles of drones, but they're so loud. Is there a way that they can make them less loud? I almost forgot the highlighters. Might use unicorn luster. Everything's unicorn and everything is galaxy, I feel like, this previous year. Or is it just me? Oh my gosh, I look so pink and so different than what I usually do on my face. Another thing that was really popular, a huge fad, was using food and dangerous objects as makeup. There were so many 100-layer challenges. I didn't mind them that bad, but if they're like, the only thing that worries me if it's harmful to someone, and if you show people in a video doing that, they're like, oh mom, I want to use certain things to put on my actual face. Applying with it is a different thing, but I'm talking about using Crayola markers or permanent Sharpies on your face. You have to be very cautious. I'm sure the people on YouTube who actually do it, there's some of them I know, and they have taken many precautions. Oh, another fad in this new year that I could not stand was people like I don't mind getting in a tub full of Skittles, that sounds fun, but when it's like chocolate milk or something gross, ugh, so nasty. Now it's time to take off my tiara, and the winner is, I feel like I'm on a weird game show where they're gonna tell me who won the beauty pageant, and I'm just the awkward child, like in Little Miss Sunshine, who's like, I'm just here for the snacks. Not making fun of her, I love that movie, I love her, but yeah, let's fix the hair. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of this Valentine's Day look of a full face only using the silicone sponge from Molly Cosmetics. Thank you so much for watching today. This was so different and out of my comfort zone for me to do a pink makeup look for Valentine's Day. This was such a challenge to do the whole face using that silicone sponge, but it was a fun one. Thanks also for listening to my rant about all the things I found awkward that were fads lately. I'll put the links down below where you can get the silicone sponge. My thoughts on it are, it does an okay job. It's very thick though, but I might have put on too much foundation. They say you use up to like half the amount of foundation you usually use with this, so maybe that's why. It's not terrible. It's not my favorite. I still am not used to switching from the traditional beauty blender to this, but I will test it out more and let you guys know. Thank you so much again for watching and supporting. And again, I have to warn you about the glitch on YouTube. It's been affecting my channel. If you go to my YouTube page, youtube.com/therealkatsketch, that's the only way you can see if you're really subscribed to the channel, because a lot of people have been saying they're not subscribed, and when they're watching my videos, it sometimes says you're not subscribed, but you might be, and it's like a gray that you're not subscribed. It's very odd and very weird, so I've been losing subscribers every time I post a video, which is really sad, and I hope you guys get to see my video. There's a little bell icon next to the video that you watch that you need to click to make sure that you are going to be notified when my videos are up. And I just want to warn you about that because it's so sad about YouTube with the glitch. Hope you guys have a fun Valentine's Day, even if you're not doing anything. Honestly, I used to just stay at home and do Tumblr memes of Valentine's cards that were hilarious and make people laugh all night, and just sit at home alone watching movies with Taco Bell. Might not be that much different this year because I do not like Valentine's Day, even if I am in a relationship. We will see. And I hope you guys know I love you too. See you in the next video. Bye!